All right. Hey guys, and welcome to the Polish American Brotherhood. I know it's been a long while since we've been streaming. I've been out of town for quite a bit, going to Asia and then Europe. I got home about like 2 weeks ago. So you can see my travels on Takeoff with Tara. And I am joined in the studio with my dad, who's so happy to be back here. All right, you're on, Dad.
Okay. I am so happy that Tara returned, and she promised me now that we're going to do live streaming every Tuesday and Tuesday. So I'm so happy because I really want to be on a live stream and talk about my project and my thoughts to you guys. I want to be connected to everybody in America and Poland. Okay, so that would be great if we can live stream Tuesday and Tuesday. And the first thing today, we want to talk about Charlie Kirk, about his memory. I think today is his birthday.
Yes.
And really, before when he was alive, I was not that much in touch with his thoughts, with his speeches, but when he got killed, I feel so sorry, you know. I lost my almost head, you know, and I wish Charlie be alive and be with us now. Now I know more about him, you know, how he been fighting for the freedom of America. He was good patriots, you know, and my condolences to his wife, the beautiful wife, you know, and his children. So I'm so sad now about Charlie. So I think Tara knows more about Charlie than I do.
Absolutely. It was a absolute national travesty what happened to him and with his assassination. And am happy that people rushed to his defense with also like putting out there the full extended versions of the times that he was like misquoted and explaining like how things have been taken out of context. And it was absolutely disgusting to see people who would be celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, because anybody who has posted even an opinion online can understand and relate to the situation of like to be just killed over having an opinion. And he was quite actually like moderate in terms, because he was very civil in his discourse, and it's the type of conversations that Dad and I look to have with people. And you know, when we're on the ground doing street interviews and you see how crazy like people become, it was very scary to see what happened to him. And I know I became really emotional. It was the day before I was leaving for Europe, and I hadn't gone through such a purge on my social media the way I had in like 2020, because like it was a hard line for me of if I see you that you're celebrating the death of an innocent man like that, then there's really no common ground between us.
Well, I'm so mad on Omar. You know, she's coming from another country and criticize Charlie. That's so bad. That really hurt me. I believe that she should be deported. Number one, she should be deported. But even Somali don't want her. Okay, but the thing it is that I would like to, if you would change the law, that any Congress or Senate should be a born citizen, not just coming from another country and try to rule America.
Dad, that's an interesting take that you have also like now, because I know before you've expressed aspirations for also running for Congress. So if that rule were to be applied, it would even prevent you from running, even though you're a U.S. citizen, you weren't born in America. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, my thoughts is about it that, okay, I mentioned to you, but actually I want to Tara run for Congress because of my project. Without her running for the Congress, I don't think I can achieve my project, which would be good for not only for the retirees, but also solve the homeless problem, okay? So I just try to challenge Tara, hey, you don't want to run for Congress? I will do it. But I believe that anybody to run for Congress or Senate should be born American, like a president. You have to be born in America to be a president. So, you know, it was my expression just to try to motivate Tara to run for Congress.
I hear what you're saying. So, do you think, so your thoughts are that a person should be at least born in the U.S. The way that we have a president. Why do you think? Do you think it's not possible for a person to immigrate into the U.S., become a U.S. citizen, and then want to go for Congress, like, or Senate? What issues do you have now that you're having this stance?
I have issue like me. I came to this country. I'm very loyal. Number one for me, loyalty is to United States because America was always good to me. I was working hard, okay? But I don't try to implant Polish law on American soil. And anybody who is not born here maybe gonna try to put the number one law into America. A lot of people coming here, but they more attached to another country than to America, and they try to get some kind of political say about it, what is supposed to be done in America. There are some good people, you know, who are coming here to America from another country and try to be very loyal. But you see how many people Biden allowed to come to America without checking them, and they make so much mess. Mr. Trump has full of hands now to straighten out all the problems what Biden did, you know, especially with the all the gangs, cartels, which they coming here, and that's supposed to be. If I would change some law, that anybody who comes to America and maybe are going to try to be good Americans here, they should be still registered, give the fingerprints, the DNA, and get a ID with saying it's illegal. He is illegal in this country, but he wants to be a good in future for America, and he tried to do. Now, if you coming here to America and do something illegal, your ass have to be shipped back to where you came from.
Oops, click back over here. Guys, I haven't done this live stream in a long time, so every time I'm like rebooting it, I'm like relearning my technology. So please feel free to also like comment if you hear any like technical issues. I'll be expanding things later on to like add in more visual stuff and whatnot. But if we have any technical issues, be sure to like let me know, especially when it comes to audio, to make sure that you guys are hearing us. So back to your point, Dad, do you think that it's should be extended to just like Congress and Senate, or do you think it should be also at the state level, also with our governors, to any public position, city council, or because like there are people who want to be able to serve serve their communities and everything. Do you think it should be extended even down to like a city level or a community level?
Any government official should be born in America, no matter is a state or city. A governor should be born in America. This way we know that he's the right person, and number one is the America. If you comes here and taking some government job and try to do some stuff to country where you came from, then it's not right. Number one is always America, and that's why any government official should be born in America.
I tend to also agree with you when it comes to maybe not so much at the city level, and maybe at the state. I have to do some more consideration for the state level, but at a city level, I'm okay with people like serving in their communities if they're a U.S. citizen. It comes to when it comes to a level of like national policies and for instance, I mean, when people are taking too much of their cultural laws and trying to apply it here, because I mean, let's be real, the risk of places in putting in like Sharia law, like I don't think that's something that we can have right now in 2025. But if we continue on the path that America can be in, before Trump has come in and tried to fix these kind of issues and stuff. But like, what is your thoughts on Ilhan Omar?
Well, Omar came from Somalia, and she is more, her thoughts are more in Somalia. I understand, you know, I'm Polish, I love Poland, but number one is for me, America. My children got born in America, and number one, it is America. Even my thoughts is sometimes in Poland, okay? I love Poland too, but number one for me is love for America. So that's why I don't support Omar, and I think if nobody wants her, maybe we can ship her to another country which will take her. But I think what I heard that there is also affair about money what she stolen or something like that. I'm not sure. I just heard about it, which I don't want to comment yet because it's not officially, you know, she was in charge yet about it. So
absolutely, and going back to like the thoughts on Charlie Kirk, so spinning the conversation back to that, as you guys can see, we are wearing our Charlie Kirk freedom shirts, and we are going to be going and covering the No Kings protest. So giving you a little preview of our attire for the No Kings protest. We will be covering it here in Orlando, which is going to be this Saturday. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock in downtown Orlando. For those of you who also follow Adam Francisco, I will be taking over his channel for that episode because he is recovering from kidney surgery that he had earlier actually a week ago, Tuesday. Yeah, he had it 1 week ago. Things are going really well with him. I was doggy sitting the four little Francisco puppies here in Orlando while he was recovering in the hospital. And after he was discharged, puppies and father were reunited. So he is doing well. So he's not going to be able to cover on the ground the protests. So Dad and I will be co-hosting an episode for his channel as well. So Adam, we wish you the quickest recovery so that way you'll be back on the ground and covering some exciting protests that are going to be coming up. I mean, some exciting protests in did you see what's going on in Portland, Dad?
Yeah, I heard that. Think has something to do with Antifa. And I just want to mention about if anybody knows what's actually Antifa. Antifa starts in Germany as a communist, okay, and they call themselves anti-fascist, but in America, they represent now the fascist organization, and they are terrorists. That's Trump make accurately description that the Antifa, it is actually fascist organization, which should be considered right now as a terrorist organization and be arrested. Any Antifa member should be arrested immediately.
Absolutely. And I think that with Trump declaring Antifa as officially a terrorist organization, that's going to be good with when it comes to arrest and pressing like federal charges. Hopefully that will really deter them from, because they've been trying to like break into the ICE facilities. Chicago has been going nuts in Broadville. In the ICE facility there. We saw like a summer protest in California, and Portland now has been going on over 100+ days of protests. And we call them protests, but really they've been riots.
Yeah, I wonder why the Democrats are so in love with all those criminals, with Antifa. They did so much damage to United States. Everybody remember when they demolished Minnesota, they demolished Portland, Seattle, and another city. They're criminals, okay? And now we have a Trump. They call him a king, okay? We're going to go to the protest Saturday and talk to those protesters. I think they are crazy anyway, but we will try to talk to them. And in my opinion, Trump is more than a king, okay? Because he tried to solve all the problems in America. I hope he can do it in that 4 years, but he is a Superman. Even if he is much older than me, he's a Superman. And I wish him to solve all these problems, rid of the criminals so American can be safe, that I'm not going to be afraid but my children goes on the street and not going to be harassed by those Antifa or cartels or whatever, all those drugs, what they bringing from another country, mostly from Venezuela, Mexico, or Colombia, poisoning our citizen, That's scary. And that's why we love Trump, that he start actually doing something.
Trump actually had a really funny tweet that he had, or on Truth Social, that he put out commenting on the upcoming No Kings protest. He said, "Good job to the Democrats that their protests have gone well for No Kings since America doesn't have any kings." So take that back.
Yeah. For me, the Democrats doing evil things, and they are evil, okay? When they support all the criminals to stay in America, they are evils. They are actually, they turning the party, Democrat party, to a terrorist. I'm inside myself, I'm a Democrat, but I support completely Trump and Republican Party, So Democrats in our country is very important, but not the evil what the Democrats representing now.
Especially since they're preventing the federal government from doing their job right now. Now we're going on 13-14 days of government shutdown. Yeah,
Schumer is the devil. Even when he talks, you can see the horn on his head. He's a devil man. You know?
Schumer actually did give credit though to Trump for the peace deal with ending the war in Gaza. So that's another big thing that's happening today. And I like when I was listening to the news yesterday that the Israeli hostages were finally released, the 20 that were remaining alive. Like I almost cried when I heard that news that they were finally released.
That's another victory for President Trump, okay? He tried to make that peace in Israel and Palestine, and I wish he succeed about that, you know, so the Israeli and Palestinian finally will find some kind of peaceful solution, because without that, the Palestinians will be completely destroyed, especially when the Hamas gonna mantling in the Palestinian heads.
Yeah, I mean, with Hamas, like they're a terrorist state. Like to use your own people as human shields is disgusting.
Yeah, Hamas has to be destroyed. It's a terrorist organization supported by Iran, by some kind of I don't know, Arabic states or something like that. I don't have that much knowledge, but they are evils. They just making mess, you know, and there is no solution if we let the Hamas to rule the Palestinian.
So at least now we have a ceasefire, and then so Trump had declared this is to be the end of the war. So I have faith that this ceasefire is going to hold, because you know I have faith in our president that he's a very smart man. The way he used the leverage to basically like the surrounding Arabic states with Egypt, Qatar, and all of them to put the pressure onto Hamas, because like America held quite a bit of capital against those other countries in order to get everybody to the table. And so hopefully it's done. So we're only on day 2 of this ceasefire. So our prayers are that it holds and that this is the end of the Gaza war.
Yeah, hopefully after the Trump succeeds with the peace in Israel, the next he will be working on Ukrainian. So hopefully there will be end of the war, you know. So I hope he's gonna succeed in this case too, you know, especially that Poland is very involved in helping the Ukrainian people, and I wish the Ukrainian people to succeed in peace too, you know. So we're gonna be like Trump says. Make money, not a wars, okay? That's the whole idea. We have to get richer and richer, okay? Making rich without the war makes people happy. The war doesn't make us happy, so hopefully it will be end in Ukrainian war also.
So, are there any updates though with Poland's involvement with the Ukrainian war? And what's the latest that's going on in Poland?
Well, Poland's still hosting the Ukrainian people. I think around 3 million Ukrainian people are right now in Poland, and they mostly of them they working in Poland, and they like over there. So basically, there is more to say, but it's too early for me make some kind of opinion what's gonna happen. You know, we're waiting for Trump to really solve the problems, and if Putin is enough stupid, keep going with the war, well, he will destroy Russia. That's all what I know. He's destroying Russia completely, and we don't wish Russian people to be destroyed. We want also the Russian people profit from all the country, what they have, all the stuff, what they have is the biggest country, a very rich country, and they should profit, not just losing millions of people dying on both sides, Ukrainian and Russians. So.
Absolutely. Hey Snooks, really good to see you. I'm glad that you're always faithful to me and Dad here on the channel. That even though we've been off and on for the past like couple of years and everything, again looking to build some consistency and bring you guys some good content. For now, I don't have plans to be traveling to Chicago or Portland, but you know I might announce that at any point. Right now, we're also focusing on getting Dad back to being healthy. So he had a little bit of a spurt, but he got his voice back as soon as I said, "Hey, let's start podcasting like this week," and suddenly his voice came back. So you guys made him strong.
Yeah, when Tara told me we're gonna live streaming, my health improved a lot. So I tried to get my voice back because for a couple of weeks I completely couldn't even talk. I couldn't eat. I lost a lot of weight, but now I'm coming back. I start eating again, and my health getting improved. But also I want to talk about Tara running for the Congress, because I may be pushing her too hard about it, but that has something to do with Mariana Project, which would solve the good retirees. Okay, what I'm considering good retirees, it is people who working very hard and have no criminal record. They should retire more happy and peaceful, that they don't have to worry about it, just enjoy the rest of their life in a nice places and stuff like that. Also, the Mariana Project would solve the homeless people. Now, I've been writing to White House about my project. I received the letters wishing me good luck, but I don't need that much good luck. I need the money. I need the money because I'm nobody. So if Tara will run for Congress, maybe I can in touch with the rich people in America, and they could help me to build those projects, which really would be good for not only for the retirees, but also the taxpayers would save a lot of money. That's why I ask you guys to support Tara, encourage her to run for the Congress.
I never said I wasn't. It is something that is always been on my mind since I was a child. I think if you asked 5-year-old me what I wanted to be when I grow up, I said I wanted to be president of the United States. Of course, when I became a teenager, I became a little bit more realistic and decided I wanted to be a congresswoman. So, I don't want to say like I'm young, but it's a stepping stone that I'm looking to build up to. Yeah. And part of that is like growing an audience, gaining some confidence in front of you guys as well, and then connecting with people and connecting with the issues that plague our society. So that's part of the reason like we are like engaged, because it's part of a social calling, and to be able to help our community. A couple of weeks ago for a steady run while Dad was healthy and before I left for Europe, Dad and I were volunteering at a church for serving breakfast in the morning and serving breakfast, helping to prepare it, clean the room, and also serve like restaurant style to the guests who came in to need food.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention about, because there is a strong propaganda against ICE. Well, my friends, just think, what do we need ICE for? Okay, to protect our borders. If somebody comes illegally here, that's the ICE job to make sure that we feel safe, not that somebody comes to illegally here and do crimes, like the El Salvadorians gangs, or all kind of cartels bringing the poisonous stuff to the America. That's what we need, ICE, even inside the country, to catch them and remove them from America. Now the Democrats want the eyes not covering the face. The mask is very important for the safety of those people, safety of the eyes, okay, because they have a family. And a lot of right now, the cartel make even rewards, for what it was on the news that they're offering $50,000 for killing ICE members, So you know how danger the job is, okay? And ICE just protecting us, So the people who comes protesting, they should... We are allowed to protest. I'm not against the protester, but at least they should keep 10 feet minimum away from the eyes, away from the police. That
Yeah,
should
they
be used.
shouldn't be
If you
going
cross
up
that
into
10
them.
feet, you should be arrested immediately, okay? Because you endangering, and the ICE or police should use all the power. If you cross that 10 feet barrier, you should be automatically arrested.
It's funny when I've been, as I listened to NPR earlier, they were talking about Portland and Chicago, and they were saying how that the protests are peaceful and that they only become escalated whenever there are officers that are present and everything. I think it's crazy the way that these legacy medias are reporting on the story. I was so thrilled to see earlier this week at the roundtable that was held with a lot of the independent reporters to see Andy Ngo, James Klug, Sam Hernandez, like all of them having an audience with the president and being able to tell them off firsthand experience that they have had being on the ground covering what's actually like happening, and how the mainstream media often like calls independent reporters like liars, and when they're the ones who leave as soon as violence escalates, because they're not the ones who are covering it. So the footage that they capture is when things are tame, before night actually falls and these peaceful protests escalate into the riots that they are.
Yeah, and I think, my friends, we should show that support for the ICE. If the anti-ICE protest, we should go over there and show them that we're supporting President Trump and ICE for protecting us.
I'm wondering if even wearing our Charlie Kirk freedom shirts, if that's going to be something that's going to be triggering to people during the No Kings protest. Because, I mean, you shouldn't be triggered by the word freedom or the shirt or anything that it represents. But, you know, some people are quite crazy. I mean, I'm not expecting Orlando, because Florida, we don't really, they apply like the noise ordinances. So even with doing something as simple as applying noise ordinances, like that keeps the level of protest like tame. Because in Portland, since they're not applying like noise ordinances, the people who like the buildings that live close to the ICE facilities, they're constantly having to hear all of this like loud noises that are coming from the protesters and their speakers and everything. But it's kind of like when you crack the window, like if you let little things start to slide, how they begin to escalate, as opposed to just stopping it at the first crime. And so now you have all of these democratic cities that now they have no bail required for some really violent crimes. And we can have like a repeat of the situation of that poor girl, the Ukrainian refugee girl that was killed from that guy who he was let go like 14 times with a little promise note saying, I won't do it again. But that should have never happened. And if they didn't have democratic judges that like always let people off without not even a slap on the wrist, it's like, okay, go on your way. And these crimes begun to escalate. So the same thing when you're applying like noise ordinances to protests, like you don't allow things to escalate by simply just applying that line, applying the rules and the laws. So because is a person really going to like, it might stop them if they are slapped with a misdemeanor at the start, as opposed to things progressing into becoming felonies and people end up dead.
Yeah, I don't remember if you, my friends, remember when Kamala says to the Antifa, if you're going to get arrested, don't worry, we're going to bail you out, okay? So she encouraged to destroy Portland, Seattle, Chicago, Minnesota, Minneapolis, you know, and look at how much damage the Antifa did. And they still, I don't see any Antifa being arrested. To this time, you know, even President Trump make the Antifa as a terrorist, you know. We have to see Antifa in jail. For that, what the damage they did to our cities, to our beautiful cities, you know. President Trump tried to clean up first he's starting from the Washington, D.C., that's make the Washington more beautiful.
Yeah, and people
But
are not afraid anymore to go out for
Right.
for dinners, and the city is beginning to thrive.
But I never heard from anybody that what he gonna do with the homeless people, because I feel that we can kind of fix the problem for the homeless people. Mostly the homeless people are no good for work, but I would create farms where they can stay on the farm and sustain themselves, and that's what comes again, my project with the Mariana project for the retirees, which has connection to the fixing the homeless problems in America. We can build the Mariana project not only in America, we can build in Baja California or even Greenland. I have that project, but I need guys to support Tara for running for Congress. So, that requires a lot of courage from Tara, and hopefully she will succeed to run for Congress, which that would help me to really develop my way of doing things with the Mariana project.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to DJ Alf. Yeah, I remember meeting you back in New York. But yes, I do know Cara Castanova. That's insane that she was blocked from running. I remember that she was campaigning before. So I'll definitely connect with you to find out like what experience she had, and also to learn from your experiences with petitioning for. I see that you're on the elected to the county committee in Queens County. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. The thing it is, we still, I ask you, my friends, to really support the ICE and police, because without them, the country would go to the hell, So I advise, so sometimes I watch the police story, how people crazy try to fight the police, or fight the ICE. That's not right, okay? I consider them crazy, so what you can do, the way they behave, or even those protests when we going previously, and now we're going to go for the No Kings protest in Saturday. I'm going to see a lot of crazy people over there, but all what we're going to just show with our free with my shirt,
Charlie
supporting
Kirk Freedom shirt.
Freedom, supporting Charlie, with his ideas.
Guys, be sure you comment down below the types of questions you want us to be asking, also the protesters, so that way we can get some of your feedback and see what kind of questions you want to be asked from the protesters. So I definitely got a couple of my own to be asking, but we would love for you guys to drop in the comments what question you want us to be asking on Saturday's protest. I think it'll be good. The last time I covered a No Kings protest that was in New York, it was quite large, and this one is going to be a nationwide protest. So they have like the two closest to us is in Castleberry and in Orlando. So we're going to hit the Orlando one because that's the main one. But there are protests basically in almost like every city across the board. I mean, now that the war has ended for Gaza, like people are like they jump from protest to protest. It's like they're looking for what is next. Like in 2020 with the BLM riots, it was BLM, and then now they're going with the Palestinian protests and ICE protests. It's like they're looking for the next biggest thing, so that way they can continue being paid for their protest efforts.
Yeah, now since Tara promised me that she's going to run for Congress, we're going to be more active in going and supporting President Trump and the police, ICE, and we're going to show those anti-protesters for Trump that we mean our business also, that President Trump is the best president in 2 days, and in the future history he's going to become the best president of United States and best president to try to solve all the problems in the world also. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, I do back the blue as a ideology, I guess, like in theory and in concept, but there are definitely specific situations. Like Portland PD seems to be quite in cahoots with the Antifa there, because we saw that they arrested the journalist Nick Sorter when he was the one who was being assaulted and came to them for help. So I don't think I really trust the Portland PD, and that's probably why Trump wants to send the National Guard there, because it doesn't look like they're doing their job. Instead, they're facilitating the Antifa protesters and rioters from like getting arrested, and then instead they're arresting the journalists. It's crazy.
Yeah, Tara, I want to mention about your friend Andy Nego, that he was with Mr. President not too long ago, and
during the roundtable,
his story about how he went in Portland and got beat up by Antifa. So he ended up in a hospital, and that's why President Trump, to hear from him what's exactly the Antifa doing to the America. And I salute to Andy Nego for his courage of protecting also America and supporting President Trump.
Yeah, Dad and I had the pleasure of becoming friends with Andy back when we were in Warsaw. That was great. So Dad's also befriended Andy during that time when Andy was doing a presentation at an art exhibit in one of the Warsaw universities, and we were traveling in Poland at the time. So we're great fans of Andy.
Yeah.
And then it was also great, like listening to the stories of like Samantha Hernandez and James Klug. And Samantha, like, she made a really good point that I actually, like, as I was watching the roundtable, I was texting with one of my friends, and she asked me like, "Hey, are you going to go to Portland and cover it?" And I said like, I'll consider going, depending on like kind of what's going on here in Orlando. But I would definitely go only if I can get one of my friends to also go and cover with me, because Portland is not a place like I play around with either. I've covered there before on May Day and a couple other big events that have happened in the past, and you can't count on going to the police for help. They're not gonna help you. So you have to go in really with a buddy, because you go in pretty much like in black bloc, dressed undercover, in order to be able to get the footage. Otherwise, as soon as they see a camera, or if you get identified, like, that's it.
Yeah. Also, since I'm Polish, I want to mention about good friend of Mr. Trump. We got now the best president in Poland also, which his name is Karol Nawrocki. President Trump don't pronounce his name properly, because he called him Nawrocki, which actually proper name is Nawrocki, okay? And they are, looks like, have the same ideas of fixing the world. And Karol Nawrocki, he is a very strong man, a good Polish president, and I'm supporting him also. Same thing like Polish President Trump, and President Trump and Nawrocki are good friends. Like for me, they are like brothers, okay? And the President Trump President Nawrocki idea about creating three seas in Poland from the middle countries in Europe. So,
when was the elections for Poland?
Last what?
When was the election for Poland? When did Nawrocki come into office?
He was elected a few months ago, and basically he already make his trip to White House before he was even elected. Okay, and United States went and helped him to be elected, and then he came to United States after he was already president.
So for a report card, how do you think he's doing as president of Poland right now?
He's very great. He already showed Polish people that he's a very strong president, and the whole idea it is that he's supporting to build the international airport between Warsaw and which is my city, okay, in Poland, and that's supposed to be biggest airport in Europe and most modern. But there is a lot of things has to be developed, and President Trump supporting all the way to put more troops, American troops, transfer probably from Germany to Poland, and help President Nawrocki to create those 3Cs. Because all the small countries in Middle Europe, they've always been either attacked by Russia or Germany, and they didn't have enough power to oppose the superpower like Germany or Russia.
For those who aren't familiar with the 3Cs, what do you mean by 3Cs?
3Cs is between the countries between Baltic Sea, Black Sea, and Adriatic Sea, which the countries I can mention only a few countries from them, is like Croatia, Hungary, Czech, Slovakia, Poland, even the Baltic countries like Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia. The countries wants to be in 3Cs, okay, and maybe eventually we include Ukrainian and Belarus also, and that will be very strong, opposed to the Putin. I don't know if I should mention that, but in a memory of killing the President Kaczynski, which was the association done in Russia by Putin, okay. So that was in 2010. If somebody wants to know what happened to the Polish president, the tragedy which happened in an airplane crash in Smolensk. You are welcome to either look on a Google or on a YouTube what happened exactly in Smolensk, killing Polish President Kaczynski.
Yeah, that took out half of the offices, right?
Yeah, there was another
Poland.
100 government people on the plane, which also was killed by Putin.
That's terrible.
Terrible,
Shout out to Only a Mr. Bill. You guys check out his channel. So, like as he mentioned, he's going to be covering also some of the No Kings protests. He's over in Portland, so he'll be covering it around like noon his local time. So ours is going to be from 10 to 12 Saturday Florida time. So later on, after seeing our live stream from the protest, you guys will be able to jump over to his channel and see what's going on the opposite side of the coast.
Yeah, somebody asked about what the worst thing Trump did. I don't think he did anything wrong. He's a perfect man, and he's always right. Just remember, President Trump is always right. He never do mistakes because he have the best advisor around him, and he would never do anything wrong. He loved this country. He loved America. He proved himself that he is the best president which we can dream about it. Okay.
I think that's a good contrast, though, from his first term. That this second term, he has a lot of good people around him, and I think that his first term, like a lot of the controversy that in terms of like decisions and everything, was not surrounding himself by exactly the right people. But the second term is coming very, very, very strong. Well,
the reason the second term is better because in the first term, the Congress and Senate was majority of the Democrats. The devil Democrats. They had the control of the CIA and FBI. That's why they put a lot of shit at Mr. Trump. Now the Congress and Senate is mostly Republicans, so he can do more than in a first term. And hopefully, if he do whatever he wants to do, Mr. Vance is going to be the next president,
Yes, and
so
can continue on the good
that.
work, continuing on the good work of the Trump administration and the MAGA movement. Dad, what are your thoughts? So, like, with the government being shut down, so the Democrats are trying to shut down the government because they want to have included the subsidies for the healthcare for some subsidies that have been expiring when it comes to the healthcare that was put in under like the Obama administration, the or Obamacare, and but it provides health cover, health care to illegal people in the
one thing I
US.
have to know that there is also outside involvement from another countries that they want to destroy America. There is a lot of money going to the Democrats from outside the country, and that's why the most of the Democrats, I see them as devils, okay, which are in the hands of another countries, rich people or whatever. I don't want to name one of the guy, but I think his name starts on S. Anybody can probably figure out who I'm talking about. He putting a lot of money to destroy America. He came actually from Hungary, okay, and he makes his billions in America, and now he tried to destroy America. So there is a big influence also from countries which I don't want to name it. I don't want to get in trouble, by naming those countries. But anybody who love America, who are patriots, they give full support to President Trump because he's always right, and he gonna be the best president not only in the world but also American best president.
Well, Trump now is gracing the cover of Time magazine. So, what a change! Like, what a time that we're living in. And whenever you think that something's impossible, just look at Trump and see everything that he's accomplished, and use that as inspiration to never let that like hold you down.
Yeah. So, guys, we love you. Okay. And we always will be talking on every program about how good President Trump is, how about memory of Charlie Kirk, okay, Tara running for Congress. So in this case, we're going to need all the support for Tara from you guys, and especially that you can send the words all over to your friends that Tara really, if she would run for Congress, would help the retirees solving only for the good retirees who have no criminal record, okay, and who work really hard for America. That's what we're talking. That would, even if we reward those good retirees, okay, maybe that's going to give example for the people not to do criminal things in America and behave well. If they want to retire, better have a better life when they retire. So let's support Tara for running for the Congress. That's what I ask you guys. I'm very old man. I probably never gonna achieve my project, but at least Tara can continue my thoughts about to helping the retirees, good retirees people, and solving the homeless people. Because you see, America is the richest country, but no country has so many homeless people on the street. And that will be worse and worse because the robots, the AI, taking over the world, okay? We're not going to need so much humans now to run all the work. Robots taking over, okay? We don't need so many people to bring to America to do the jobs because all the machinery, the new technology taking over, So that's why we don't need illegals coming here and living only on taxpayers' money. Now taking away the taxpayers' money from Social Security, Medicaid, or Medicare, we have to take care of our own citizens first, okay, before we can help. And just think, people helping, when I try to sponsor my sister, they wait 10 years to come legally. He's in this country, and you come over here and as a illegal and taking advantage of taxpayer money. That's wrong, and we cannot allow it. And that's why we support Mr. Trump with all this program what he carry on. Okay, so help us, guys, to that we can. Push Tara to run for the Congress, but we need your help.
I don't need much pushing. Don't worry about it, guys. I got a plan. I got a plan.
Okay.
10-step plan of life unfolding before me.
Tara is very proud American citizen. She's a really good person, and she continue my dream about solving the Mariana Project. So. Guys, all what we need is your support, okay? Even Tara is very proud and she's saying, oh, I can handle all this stuff, but takes a lot of support to go and be a politician and fight for the American patriots, for American citizens.
For sure.
Okay.
And then, so we're going to go ahead and close off this live stream, and then we will be back on Thursday to chat with you guys again, and on Saturday to be covering the No Kings 2.0 protest. So again, this episode is dedicated in memory of Charlie Kirk. Today is Charlie's day. It's his birthday, and he's one of the best, proudest Americans that our time will ever know.
And you promise we're going to be on Tuesday too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Just
starting
remember,
up.
guys,
Starting up.
Tuesday and Thursday we're going to want to talk to you and get you also your opinion, and we listen to you. We're going to answer as many questions you give us, okay? And we will dedicate always the live stream to Tara run for Congress, and we have to do it, push her for doing things, because that's the future of Mariana Project.
Proud to be an American, where at least
I'm proud
know
to be
I'm
American. Even I came from Poland also as a refugee, but I'm very proud to be American, and I will tell all the world, I'm American. Number one, I'm American. Secondary, I'm Polish, but it's okay,
And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. All right, guys.
God bless America and President Trump, the best president.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining in, guys. We'll catch you on Thursday. All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.